Welcome back. So I decided to just kill my way down here, just to make things a bit easier for us. Now we do come to one of the worst rooms in the whole game. There's like, I don't, 7 wardens over there? 6, maybe? And it's just, that's like 7 to 6 wardens too many for any room? I think there's like 8 actually, now that I'm looking at it. There may be like 8 of these damn things. Ah, crap. Oh no, I avoided it. I avoided getting branded. Awesome. I'm about to be reduced to so little health that... Yeah, there we go. Anyway. Ignoring what just happened because... Oh god, do I hate them. Everyone hates them. Ignoring that. So, I've been meaning to talk about Korra. Avatar Legend of Korra. For the past 2 videos I've done. Part 15 of this and God of War. So I've been meaning to talk about Korra for both of those, but I just keep getting sidetracked by crap. God of War. I don't think anyone can blame me for God of War. If you saw that episode, the title, I can't remember the exact number. It's titled Brock. I'm not going to tell you why. Brock is awesome. Anyone who plays the game should know that. Anyway, I'm not going to elaborate more, but if you saw that episode, you know why I couldn't talk much. I was just... I'm not even going to talk about it. I can't risk spoiling any of that episode. Because the whole thing is just so beautiful. It's so good. Yeah, and I didn't talk about it on episode 15 for this because I just got sidetracked, honestly. I can't remember what it was I was talking about exactly. First I was talking about like dueling and stuff, then I got sidetracked with other stuff. And it's just kind of hard to remember exactly what I was talking about. But that aside, like I said, I've been meaning to talk about Korra. I finished it a little while ago. And I just want to kind of give my thoughts. Since then, I have watched quite a few videos about it. Like, I tried to watch some reviews. I have a really bad habit of looking for reviews that hate on things that I hate. I never really take it too well if I see them all liking on something that I didn't like. For some reason, I just like to fuel the anger inside of me that I had towards that specific media or, property. It's a really bad habit I have. I need to get rid of it, honestly. It's the same thing with stuff I do. Like, I don't very well take criticism. Well, I don't take criticism very well for it. So I tend to not watch videos that criticize what I'm looking at or what I enjoy. Which, of course, is bad. You need to look at criticism so things can improve. And it's just... I keep getting distracted. So, Korra. Korra is a complicated little show, honestly. I can't say it's a little show, it's like 51 episodes, but... The review I watched about Korra properly surmises my beliefs on the show, my hatred for it, the things I dislike. And putting it into words myself is a bit... Well, it's not difficult, it's just... I'm uncertain where to start with, and I don't want to just hate on Korra. I don't want to spend just like half an hour just unloading on the show. Because yes, a lot of it is bad. There is no denying that. Like, just objectively, it's bad as far as its place in the Avatar universe. It retcons a lot of stuff that was set up in Avatar Last Airbender. That's always bad because Avatar Last Airbender is essentially on similar par with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Those two are considered just like top tier as far as TV go. I'm not even talking about anime, I'm talking about TV. As far as TV goes, Full Metal Alchemist and Avatar Last Airbender are the top tiers. They're so good, both of them are. Oh god, you'd be hard pressed to find things you didn't like about the shows. Granted, there are of course bad episodes. I'm not going to sit here and say there isn't, because that would just be blatantly lying. And that would actually, if you try to lie about the show, that discredits the show. Because, yes, you're trying to lie to make it look better, but you don't need to. It doesn't need to look better. It's already so good, it doesn't need you to try to make up for the things it does wrong. Because those shows barely do anything wrong. They don't need you trying to cover for them. You're just doing a disservice to the shows by trying to lie. Just talk about the good points. You can acknowledge the bad points, which granted goes against what I said a moment ago about the fact I'm not good at, watching stuff that talks bad about things I enjoy. It doesn't, what I just said doesn't mesh well with that. But it is good to recognize the fact that there are problems, and you should look into said problems in order to make a better product, in order to make a better show, a better movie, a better book, a better anime. You do need to acknowledge the bad stuff. And Avatar Last Airbender and Full Metal Alchemist barely have any bad stuff. The villains are great, you hate them, which is the point. They're villains. You're not supposed to... Well, you can like the villains, but the main point is you want them to lose. So even if you like them, you do want them to lose. Which they do perfectly. Especially with someone like Envy. Because you can feel bad for Envy. You can. Just... what Envy turns into. What Envy becomes. But you can never fully forgive Envy for what they do. I'm not sure about Envy's genders. Envy is very confusing. I think Envy is a guy. I think the only homunculus that is a lady is Lust. I think Envy is a dude. I'm not entirely certain about that though, so don't quote me. Ah, crap. Yeah, but Korra takes Avatar Last Airbender and twists it. It twists it, and its lore, and it twists it to match what Korra wants, rather than keeping to the foundation that was Last Airbender. Because Last Airbender is it's not a self-contained story, but it is a gorgeous story about essentially bringing down someone trying to make an empire. I'm not sure what kind of democracy kind of thing it's called specifically. Not sure if it's called like... It's not anarchy, but it's... no, it's not communism. I don't know any of these words, by the way. I don't know what any of... A dictatorship is basically the same as authoritarian to me. I have no idea what either of those two words means. I know anarchist is basically someone attempting to achieve a world without government, so no laws or anything, because they believe that will be a free world. Granted, it's very stupid, because the video I watched explaining about where Korra failed and why it's... This video is called like Why Korra is Garbage. And I don't like the wording of calling Korra garbage, but I can't think of anything to disagree with said wording. Bolin recovers it quite a bit. Bolin and Varric. Two best characters, no doubt. So Bolin and Varric do put in some legwork for Korra as a show. They're trying to pull it back from the brink, if you will. And they do a decent job. Granted, I don't love everything involving the characters, such as Bolin's Bolin suddenly learning lava bending out of nowhere. That doesn't really fit well, I don't think. That's just out of nowhere. And personally, unlike Bolin, as soon as the 3-year time skip was over, I would have gone over to Asuka to see how she was doing. Considering she's like a ruler of the North Pole at this point. So if I was Bolin, I would have, after the 3-year time skip, definitely gone over to the North Pole to see Asuka. But then again, he was with Opal, I believe it is, and they're adorable together. For those who've watched my channel for a long time know how important romance is to me in a story. Like, I don't want to at the forefront, but like a little like side plot that does get fleshed out and developed, I love that. Korra failed in that it put it too much on screen. Like, I feel like Sokka and Suki were perfect because you could very much see they were a couple, they had cute moments, but it wasn't like they were always like that. They had a job to do and they both knew it. And they both respected that job and didn't like get in the way of it. In fact, that even kind of comes up when Sokka meets Suki again for the first time after he left her. He's overprotective and he's overbearing because of what happens to Yue. He's trying to force his freaking protectiveness on the mission, essentially, over her. And it's not like it was before. He's not being sexist about it. He doesn't believe that she's weak. He knows she's strong, and he specifically says he knows that she's strong. But he just can't help but want to protect her after what happened to Yue. Oh my god. I hate these goddamn rats. Yeah, so it gets in the way because he's constantly trying to look out for her and protect her when she doesn't need it. So later on, when they actually do get together, it's far more like the romantic moments are self-contained to when they can relax, and it's adorable. It's amazing. I love it. But in Korra, the relationship is the plot, especially for season 1 specifically, and it's in season 2 quite a bit. The relationship is a key point of the plot, which is awful. It's a bad thing. No, it should be a little side plot. It shouldn't be the main focus. Like, there's just so many directions they could have gone with Korra. Like, this is the first Avatar after Aang. Like, you could have dealt with people trying to, like, Fire Nation people trying to, now that Aang was gone, they try to start up the Empire again. They try to rise back up. But I don't think they would ever do that because freaking Zuko's in charge, and he's shutting that shit down. Anyone in the Fire Nation tries to speak up like that, he's shutting that down. He wouldn't get beyond the borders of the Fire Nation before he got word of that and shut it down. So maybe not Fire Nation, but what they could do is they were in a 100-year war. That was going for 100 years. The Fire Nation did a lot of prosecuting in that time, and no one could say anything back to the Fire Nation afterwards because Aang was there and Zuko was his friend, and therefore Zuko and Aang very tight, so no one could really speak out against the Fire Nation. But a plot line they could have gone with in Korra is, now that Aang was gone, some of the other like tribes, some of the other people, clans, like Benders, have started to rise up and go against the Fire Nation, essentially trying to claim retribution for the 100-year war. They're like trying to fight not fight the Fire Nation, but they're killing them. If you've seen The Walking Dead, it would be like what happened in season 9 when the Sanctuary people were being taken. They were being taken and they were being killed because of what the Sanctuary did. So it would be like that. The people from the Fire Nation are being kidnapped and are being killed because of what happened during the 100-year war. They're being not prosecuted unfairly, but just taken unfairly, and no one's taking it seriously. Maybe, like, if they try to get someone involved, a cop or something, the cops could maybe not take it seriously because they want the Fire Nation to be punished more. And that could lead into the Avatar having to go outside of the law and have to work alone in order to deal with the problem. And that could be a healthy and natural way to allow Zuko to come back into the story. He's, of course, heard about the fact that his Fire Nation people are being just taken, and it's only the Fire Nation people. They're just disappearing from all over the continent, from all over the world, and no one knows why. And so Zuko has to step in to try to find out what's happening. Oh god, that does sound like an amazing plot. It's just... oh god, it could have been so awesome. Korra could have been so good. It had such potential. And Korra herself had such potential. Because, like... oh god. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Yeah, Korra herself had such potential. That is something I did want to talk about. So, let me just get here real quick. Alright, so I killed everything. Well, I say I killed everything. I killed all the things out here. I didn't kill all the things in here, though. These things still very much need to die. Oh crap, no, he's mad. He's mad. Oh crap, I forgot they have wind power. Maybe you don't use that? No, no, bad. Yep, hit in the face. So, pertaining more to Korra, I've seen some people talk about the fact that... so, some people, of course, a lot of people complain that she loses a lot. Especially in Season 4 after she loses, and Season 3 after she loses the Avatar state. And some people try to defend this as... since she's lost all the past Avatars, she's lost her way of fighting, her knowledge. Therefore, she isn't as powerful and therefore shouldn't be able to win. And the fact they also bring up the fact that since she's lost the previous knowledge, she doesn't have mastery over the elements. Those people are talking crap, and they've forgotten the first episode, because in the first episode we're introduced to Korra as she's finishing her fire exam, her firebending exam. She's mastered water, earth, and fire by the first episode. They are completely mastered. That's what the exams are for. The White Lotus is judging her to see whether she's mastered the elements. And it's not just about her mastering them in that exam. By the end of the first season, when she gets her bending back, she displays... God, what's it called? They all do, like, every avatar does a display of mastery, where they use all 4 elements. Aang did it in his fight against Fire Lord Sozin by creating that orb of all the elements. He made an orb of every single element. And that was his showing of mastery. The way, oh god, what's his face did it? The way Roku did it, or I believe it's Roku. Avatar Roku, yeah. The way Avatar Roku did it was he sent elements out in 4 different directions. He sent one of the elements out in a different direction. That was his display of mastery. Korra had one of these displays of mastery at the end of Season 1. She is a master of all 4 elements throughout all the other 3 seasons. And yet, she loses to everyone. To everyone. I can't think of a major fight she wins. Specifically on her own. Because she gets saved a lot. She gets saved by Tenzin's kid a lot as well. I forgot her name, but it is the spiritually sensitive child that she gets saved by quite a bit. Especially in Season 2, when the spiritual triad comes down and, like, reignites hope or something? She brings down light or something? She does something to revive Rava inside of Ventu? I forgot his name. But she comes down and revives Rava inside of him so that Korra can reach down and get Rava back. Now, I know some people don't... Did I go backwards? I went backwards. I'm supposed to go in this way. I know some people don't like the fact that she gets Rava back. I don't mind it. I hate when characters lose like a massive power-up. I hate it. It's just like, why? Just why? For some power-ups, I do understand. Take Nightmare Luffy. That was a temporary power-up because it was a temporary power source. It was based off shadows. Once he lost all of those shadows, his power decreased and went down, and he lost it. I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about a power-up. Oh yeah, Rava and the spirits. Yeah, so I don't... It's fine if she loses it, I guess. No, it isn't, because if... I think they should have gone... They should have leaned more in either direction. Since she's lost the Avatar connection, she should have lost the Avatar spirit. Rava should have revived after Korra's era and bound herself to a new host. Well, not bound herself yet. Considering the new law in Avatar, she would first need to find someone she deems worthy and begin to learn the element. Have that person learn their element, the element they're born with, learn that bending style, and then that person can go around and practice the other elements and have Rava hold the elements like she did for one, at least until they are mastered. But then again, it was different because the elements were given back then by the lion turtles. They weren't born with the elements. But we know there is a lion turtle that is still very much alive because it's the one that Aang got energy bending from. So it stands to reason there are still lion turtles out there that can be found. So it would perhaps be a journey of going to find the last lion turtles in order to learn all four elements to ensure that all the future avatars have the elements again. So I really wish they would have done something like that. Or if they were going to give Rava back to Korra anyway, also give her back the past lives. I don't care if they all faded. I don't care if Rava dies. Just give her back the past lives. Because sure, that hinders her, but do you know who it hinders more than Korra? Whoever the next avatar is. Because the only avatar they have to look back on is Korra. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Korra was an awful avatar. At least in the show. I don't know if she has... I think she has like a comic afterwards. I think she has 2 comics, actually. I hope she gets better in the comics. I'm not going to read them. I just kind of hope she gets better. Hope she wins a fight or something. Because Jesus Christ, oh God, I hate it so much. The problem is, well, it's actually talked about in the video that I watched. It's like an hour and a half long-ish. And it's like why Legend of Korra is garbage. Like I said, I don't care for the name too much since I think calling it garbage is a bit much. But I can't really deny it either. But either way, the video talks about it, the fact that when Aang entered the Avatar state, it was like a whole thing. It was like a if he entered the Avatar state, whatever he was facing was done for. It was finished. If Aang went into the Avatar state, the fight was over. The moment his eyes started glowing, you lost. Whoever you are, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter if you're Sozin, not Sozin, but Fire Lord Ozai, powered by Sozin's comet, which makes you 100 times stronger. The moment that Avatar state came out, Sozin, freaking Ozai, I mean, was screwed, and he knew it. He was running for his life. Yes, so the Avatar state was a full event. It is unmatched power because it is unmatched knowledge. That's why it's so powerful, because you have centuries of knowledge, hundreds, thousands of avatars worth of knowledge to draw upon instantly in order to use bending to its highest potential. Like, whatever bending you use, there will be someone in the avatar cycle who has used it to its best, and you can access that knowledge immediately once you're in the avatar state. At least you could. And that's why it's so powerful, because it is the best masters of all four elements in thousands of years, all in one person. That is why it is so powerful, and it can't be stopped. And that's why Korra fails, because it's not that. The avatar state is not an event. The avatar state is a form that she goes into. That is the big difference, I feel. It's not something that's mentioned in the video, but I feel like that is a big difference. Think of it like, if you've seen Bleach, Vasto Lorde. Vasto Lorde is an event. It is only brought out for one enemy, if you don't count the Hell movie, because I'm pretty sure it comes out in the Hell movie. In canon manga-wise, it only comes out for one enemy, and in that one instance, nothing stops it. Nothing can stop Vasto Lorde. It's the same thing. In fact, I have another example, because I didn't think of this before, but it is the same thing as Adult Gon from Hunter x Hunter. It is an event, because it cannot be stopped, it cannot be interrupted. If that comes out, you've lost. If you're facing it, you've already lost. But with Korra, it's not an event, it's a form she can take. It's like Gear 2, or it's like Bonkai. It's like Super Saiyan. What? It doesn't matter at this point. Like, once you get deep enough into the story, those forms stop mattering as much. So it's no longer an event that can stop anything in its tracks. It's a form which is meant to combat something. It's not meant to stop something, it's meant to fight something. Because the avatar state is meant to stop something. It's a defense mechanism. Whatever is putting the avatar in danger, the avatar state is there to stop it. It's not there to fight it. It's not there to duel it in a fair contest. It's meant to stop it and get the avatar back to safety. But Korra's is not that. Korra's avatar state is nowhere near that. And the video I watched explained it perfectly. Because after Season 1, she gets perfect mastery of it. And therefore, it can't be as powerful as it was. Because if it was as powerful as it was in The Last Airbender, she would have no consequences, no hurdle she couldn't overcome. What's that? The hair's broken out? Avatar state. He's dead. He's instantly dead. He can't do nothing against that. What's that? Kuvera's holding an uprising. Avatar state. You can destroy her train, destroy her army. Doesn't matter. In fact, Avatar state, if it was used like it was in Last Airbender, would be even more frightening with Katara. It would be even more frightening with Katara because she knows metal bending. Future me here, just want to mention, I know it's Korra, it's not Katara. It was in the moment, it was heat of the moment, I said the wrong name. That's all I wanted to mention. I was watching the editing and it just felt wrong to leave it in there like that, so I'm just gonna put this in there, just in the middle. So sorry about the cutaway, but we'll be back to the regular gameplay in just a few seconds. Like, she's not just bending the four elements, she would be metal bending along with them if she went into Avatar state, if it was used like it was in Last Airbender. She would be even more terrifying than Aang was. Simply based on the fact she has another element she can add to it. And that is under the premise that in this hypothetical where she has the previous Avatar state, she also didn't go through the pain of also learning how to lava bend, how to freaking fly. She can already ice bend. She could. Imagine if she could blood bend. Oh my god. Imagine. Oh god. Imagine if she could lightning bend. Like, I was wondering this whilst I was watching Legend of Korra. Like, the Avatar can master all 4 elements, but can it master any bending? And based off of... But I can't believe I didn't even think about that. The sub-categories of bending are just the main 4 bending styles taken to the extreme. They're just utilized in different ways. So of course Korra would be able to use them. But they confirmed it themselves by teaching Korra metal bending. So if Korra did have Aang's avatar state the way it used to be, I do believe she would be even more unstoppable than Aang was. If she fought him, if they were both like fighting, I don't know, I can't actually say that because Korra's like 16. No, she's like 18, I think. No, she's 17 in the first book. And Aang is 12 in his story, like all throughout it. And then the next time we see Aang, he's a full adult. He's like, I think he's like 82? Because, no wait, I think it was 20, was it 20, I think the flashback we saw was 20 years before, so he's maybe like 62? Either way, we've seen just 12-year-old Aang and then full adult Aang. And you need a middle ground somewhere in between there for Korra to be able to fight equally. Because whilst I do believe she would have a better, she would be more terrifying than he is, I feel like adult Aang would just have better mastery by himself. Like, Korra has all of his knowledge with him. But I feel like, based off the fact that he is himself, he could probably use it better than she could. But then again, it's a matter of, I don't know, because it's not a matter of she's just looking into his memories. Korra is the Avatar. Aang is her past life. She can see everything he did. She can do everything he did. Because it's like she's looking through his eyes. Oh god, I'm getting off on a tangent. Anyway, I'm gonna end things there. I know I went off a little bit near the end there. Sorry about that. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. I'll see you all later, and goodbye. I didn't even talk about the profaned capital at all, but we'll get to that next time.